West Main is just the most welcoming group of people. They don't care who you are, where you're from, what you look like, what you're wearing.
What you look like when you walk in our front door, where you were last night, what your history or reputation is. Our people, for the most part, are so generous to welcome everybody.
To me, it's a real church. It's real people, real struggles.
We are not what people expect. We are so eclectic. We have people who are financially secure. We have people that are trying to make it from paycheck to paycheck.
I would describe West Main as a place to get real and be real and a place of acceptance.
You know, you come in here and you see everybody and you just know God's with them and it just makes you want to be a better Christian also.
West Main is everything to me, everything.
In the 50s, I think 1956, there were 15 people from First Baptist Church that decided we need to do something different in this town. We want to start a church that's different, that has a different approach. And it said in their tagline on their very first business meeting, we exist to reach out to the people of this community. That's why we're here.
And when they left to start this, it was called Sunset Baptist Mission. And then in 1958, they renamed the church to Emmanuel Baptist Church. And that's when the church building was built. The congregation thrived in that church for many years. And in 1985, they renamed the church to West Main Baptist. And this was after some conflict and a split happened. They reconciled and came back. That Emmanuel building is also the building that was flooded in September of last year.
So I guess there was actually two floods. The first flood I was gone for, and they caught it in time. They really didn't do much damage. And then the second flood is the one that did us in. It happened on a Saturday night or on a Friday night. And we got here early in the morning and there was, water 8 inches deep in the building. And it was everywhere.
The water got all the way into our offices from the back part of our church to the front part, which is where our offices were. I was actually standing in the one of the children's room and took a video of a river flowing down the hallway and out through the front door, and we were just standing over our ankles in water inside and outside the church. The damage was substantial. We pretty much lost the children's nursery area and their classrooms. We lost all of our offices all the way through to the sanctuary.
That building housed all of our youth ministry. It housed a daily preschool and nursery. It housed our ministry for preschool and nursery and children. It was also our administrative complex. All of our offices were in there.
Everybody operated out of that building. So when it flooded, it basically put the brakes on every single department.
Children, preschool, and youth that all meet upstairs. Our senior adults are meeting in the gym and in the kitchen area. Our office staff is just kind of scattered all throughout. Wherever there's an empty space or a hallway, that's where we gather.
But since the flood also, we've had amazing growth, which is kind of, in my mind, crazy. But so we're busting at the seams, which is a good problem to have. But when you're up there on a Sunday morning with 40 kids and then your leaders as well in that little room, it kind of gets a little stuffy.
You're having to take kids that are potty training and basically carry them downstairs quickly before there's a mess. It's very difficult to work in a space like that.
My favorite part of what we're planning to build is that big, wide open gathering area where you walk in the front door and you just have this big space, and there's a place to take your children, and there's a place to take your babies, and there's the place where the adults go, and there's there's a coffee bar, and there's a welcome center, but there's couches and tables, and there's just a space for people to interact with each other, which we don't have. We don't have a place where, when church is over, you can sit and talk, or you can stand and visit.
Before service or after service, people are forced to leave the building and just hang out in the parking lot. while everyone's driving by. You're trying to hang on to your kids to make sure they're not running into vehicles.
Being under one roof is going to be, I think, one of the biggest bonuses, especially, with young moms or new moms or, whatever the case may be.
We need this younger generation to have a lot of room to expand.
I can promise you, this building has been prayed over and prayed over and prayed over. The team that's put this thing together has been prayed over.
It was really important whenever we started the building committee that we took a list of what everyone's needs were. Every department, seniors, staff, children's, youth. I feel like we've done our due diligence to make sure that everyone's met, but we're also not over the top.
Now is a time when we can leave a lasting legacy and make a huge impact by giving to this campaign. The people who built this church in 1958 or whatever, they didn't know that we'd be using their same facility in 2014, and then when it got flooded, it would just wreck us. They didn't know that. I'm sure they didn't look 60 years in the future and say, hey, we got to build a building that the next generation can use. That's what we're thinking about. I mean, we told the building team, you need to find us the most creative and most affordable solution that meets our needs today, but also meets the needs of the church 25 years from now. And so we have a huge opportunity to leave a lasting legacy, influence children and youth and adults, and make a difference.
At West Main, our mission is to lead people to become completely committed followers of Christ. With the completion of our new facility, we will create an environment where people of all ages and backgrounds will be able to encounter God for many years to come. Our members and guests will enjoy beautiful landscaping and plenty of parking, as well as the safety and ease of transitioning from one part of campus to another. Our spacious and welcoming lobby will have plenty of room for fellowship before and after services. Our members and guests can enjoy a warm cup of coffee from our coffee bar or just visit with family and friends. Our children's area is designed with fun and functionality in mind. Our nursery, which features a secure check-in, will provide a place where our youngest members can begin learning God's Word through lessons, stories, games, and songs. Today's youth thrives on involvement, activity, and interaction with their peers. Our youth rooms will be a place where our students can be equipped and inspired to impact their world for Christ. Our senior adults will also enjoy space to experience Christ and grow in their faith in classrooms designed with their needs in mind. Our new facility will not only benefit our current church family, but also countless members of our community who have yet to experience the love of Jesus in a welcoming, Christ-centered church. With a convenient location on Main Street, our hope is that our newest facility, along with our existing buildings, will invite people in so they can encounter Christ and join us as we live out our mission to become a body of believers who are completely committed to following His example.
Church, this new facility is going to cost us $3 million. And when I first heard that number scared me to death because honestly, I'm not sure if we can do that. And I think that number should scare us. I think we should have a goal and a dream and a vision that's much bigger than us. We should have a goal and a dream and a vision that only God can help us meet. And I believe with all my heart that this is the facility, this is the tool that God is asking us to build. And so we're asking you to get on board. We're asking you to join. We're asking you to commit, asking you to give boldly and to give generously. That's who you are. That's your history. Your history is to be different and to be bold and to be generous. And I love you for it. So the time has come for us to build, to rebuild, to take back what was taken from us in the flood. It's time for us to build a facility where people who are far from God can come and feel welcomed and loved and accepted. It's time for us to build a building, to build a tool that we can use not just for our generation, but for generations to come, where people can meet Jesus and find salvation. The time has come for us to move forward, and we're asking you to come with us. We are West Main, and we are ready to move forward. Please come with us.